this video we're going to show how to export out your mesh and also your textures for Unreal. Alright, so in today's class we're going to take all our objects, walk it over next door to the cat box, and you're going to start developing your materials and import your mesh. Make sure everything's combined, push it over to the side, and we're going to save it. So hopefully we can get that done today. So really quickly, there's two things that you need to export as a mesh and also the textures. All right, so the first one, just go ahead and hit export and go ahead and apply a triangulation since it's going to a game engine. So we're going to go ahead and hit export and hopefully it tells us where to go. So we have the final book. I've already done it, but I'm going to go ahead and do maybe another one. All right. I'm going to put Unreal 2. All right. So I'll go ahead and create this. All right. So you see that I have a book underscore shelf underscore 5. So this is really, really, really important. I can't emphasize this anymore, but make sure you have a good naming system because we're going to have like 200 textures or more than 200, probably 2,000 textures. So it's going to get very complicated. So you make sure you have a good naming convention. Talk to your team member before you do it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and FBX is fine. Go ahead and hit save. All right, so it's triangulated. It's kicked it out. And now we're going to export it, textures. All right. So our output template here will show you all the different types of textures from Amazon, Lumberyard. I have no idea what that is. You guys have heard of Renderman through Pixar, Shade 3D, Spark. You also have probably Blender in there, Shade 3D, all this stuff. So really all we're really interested is the Unreal Engine packed. All right, so you can see it has a emissive, normal, and there should be also in here probably an alpha, so plus alpha plus alpha. So if you have transparency, this will do it. We also have SSS packed, so that's a skin shader. So if you're doing something with a human face or something like that where you want some really good fall off on the material of the skin, SS is fantastic. All we're really interested is the Unreal Engine 4. All right, and this is, as you know, Unreal Engine 5 and 6, so I'm not sure why they haven't updated this. All right, so this is just what they are. You got to go into your settings. This is where it really counts. So in here, it may be default on 2D view or whatever. Just make sure you go down to Unreal Packed right here. Definitely make sure you know where it's going, and you know that we're doing book demo and I'm doing a whole different sequence. All right, so we hit open. I don't know if it did a naming convention. I think it's just telling where to go. All right, PNG 8-bit. Make sure you do 2K. I think that'll be on the next things once I hit export. Based on size. So if you had started at half K, 1K, make sure you do 2K because we want really good visibility, and we're using Alienware, so it should be powerful. 4K is great. 8K would probably slow down the system, but you do have that option to go to 8K quality, but I don't think anyone's doing that level of detail. So we hit export. All right, so you see it kicked it out, and let me see if, show you what it looks like. So there's the final book, Unreal 2, that's us. And so you should have basically 5 files. The FBX, so make sure it looks good. You can always open that with a viewer. I'm not sure why it's not doing that, but it should have the occlusion, normal, emissive, which is just going to be black because no one did emissive lighting unless you did the fluorescence. All right, and then we have just the base color, which is the diffuse. It has all this. So basically these 4 maps actually are 5 or 6 maps compressed together. Some of this, this and this actually has a whole bunch of other maps in it, so you can see all the specularity and all that. All right, so I will stop here, and then the next video will be in Unreal, and I'll show you how to import everything and also work with the material editor. All right, stop here. The first part of the video is just how to get your stuff out of Substance Painter. And some of you guys are using Blender, so you're going to have a diffuse, a couple other maps. So we'll have to kind of experiment with that. We may have to look up some tutorials for that. But this is for the Substance pipeline to Unreal. So you can see I already added my book, kind of just rehearsing this before I do the video. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to go ahead, open up a previous project. And what we'll probably do is go ahead and start with a pre-VR project. So we have all the controllers and it's set up for VR, so we can start testing this as soon as possible to make sure our textures are working. So what you guys are going to do is one at a time go over and close without, I don't know what's going on here. What you guys are going to go over and add your textures one at a time. And it looks like my game engine just crashed. So I'm going to open it up again. This may happen ever so often. So make sure you're saving ever so often. So open up my project. Let's see if it opens up properly now. You can fast forward to where it's working, it's loading. All right, so we have this amazing scene here, and I have material, nothing in there. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you how to import your files. So some of you may already know how to do all this, but for some of us this is kind of new. So what we're going to do is go ahead and import to the game. All right, so we're going to look at several things that we exported, the FBX, which is good. Hit open. Go ahead and hit import, and you can see our lovely book is there. It comes up with an error, exporting smoothing, so maybe something in my eye didn't work out. It's fine. You're going to get some errors here and there. This is just our first go round until we get to the lyric. All right, so now we're going to import some more, and we're going to import all our textures. All right, so these are very long names. You will want to know what these are: base color, metallic, you'll know that that is red, and emissive is black, and so forth. So this is very important as we go along. All right, so we're going to import it here. And what I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder. All right, I call this A_book_2. Whatever your naming convention on your Excel sheet, you make sure you put that here, because it is going to be 1,000 of these folders, and it's going to be very confusing with all these textures. So make sure before you get up and go, make sure you have it in the right proper folder. So I'm going to move stuff into this folder, move here. I'm just going to do one at a time. You could probably grab 2 at a time. My computer's acting really weird. All right, move here, move here, move here. All right, I'm going to double click my folder, and I'm going to go ahead and right click and hit textures. All right, so we're going to go to material, and I'm going to create a material editor. All right, and for this we can call it A_book_. I'm just going to make them a number of 1, 2. All right, make sure you have a good naming convention. So right now our material has nothing on it, so we want to apply all these 4 textures onto this lovely sphere. So we're going to double click it, and you'll see our material editor pop up. So you want to make this a little bit smaller. And there's our material editor right here. And we want to add all these textures. So I'm going to just drag one at a time over here. And you want to put your diffuse up here. Put our normals. Let's just get them all in there first. All right. So basically, you want to get your diffuse at the very top. and then we have, this is our occlusion and roughness, and then our normal, and then I think our emissive actually goes in between this. All right, so we have emissive, which is black. Unless someone did fluorescence, there may be some emissive lighting in here. If not, you'll just have it here. All right, you can zoom in and out. It's just like Maya, where you can zoom in and out and move around the surface. All right. All right, so what we're going to do is start making these conduits to our material. So RGB, we're going to go to base color. All right, so if you can see, you should start to see your ball get illuminated with this amazing color that we have on our book. All right, sometimes I double click on this and turn off the RGB, sRGB. For some reason I came up with error, but I did the other passes and everything seemed to work. All right, so our occlusion, which will be kind of a weird look, and again, look at your titles here. It should say occlusion roughness coming from Substance Painter. All right, so this is really important. We're not going to use the R, we're just going to use the green. Green is going to be our rough pass. So we're going to go here to our rough pass. Again, I don't know what that means for people doing coming outside of Blender. All right, so we're going to go to blue, which is our metallic. Just drag it over to here to metallic. All right, so you can start to see some shininess and some weird activity. All right, so emissive, we're just going to go ahead and sign this up, emissive to our emissive color to RGB. All right, so we also have our normal maps. This is the bumpiness. So I have a feeling it'll knock down our shininess here. All right, so we're going to go to our RGB, and we're going to drag this over to our normal. All right, so normals will start to have the bumpiness in here. It's still pretty shiny. I wouldn't worry about that now. We may be able to go in there and knock these down a little bit later. All right, so make sure you hit apply. If you don't, all this work is for nothing, so hit apply. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. All right, so you have our book here, and nothing has been applied. So we're gonna drag our book here to the stand, and it's just like Maya. Alt is your friend. You can hit F to zoom in and to your project. All right, so this is our wonderful book that we modeled in Maya or Blender or whatever, and we're going to go ahead and we'll hit F again, just kind of center the stage here, and Alt is your friend, middle mouse, and zoom in with your 3 mouse button. All right, so what we're going to do is just drag our material right onto the object. All right, so it should be on there. It's extra shiny, so we may have done something wrong, but it looks pretty good. We may have to adjust our sheen on this once we get all our objects in there. It may be a little bit too shiny. So basically, I'm just getting up close and looking at this. So probably in Substance Painter, I probably didn't knock down the shine. It's overly shiny for a book, but you can see all those little sub-scatter surfaces that we designed, all the edging and the normal maps are showing through. All right, our edging that we did on the book looks pretty good. All right, so that's how you're gonna do it. Just make sure you save it. Please help out the next person. You can even go into here and look at the material editor on how they did glass in here. So I'm actually interested in how they did that because we haven't talked about how to do this in the material editor with glass. So I may have to work with 2 or 3 of you that did do glass as part of the project. So we'll have to look at how that is done, is actually export out where you have to do the transparency. All right, that's it for today. So all you're doing today is getting your textures in next door and the cat box, and also doing chewing gum and scanning chewing gum. All right, good luck.